Tallinn, the capital of Estonia, a country where 32% of the 1.5 million population are Russian-speaking. Many feel discriminated against both politically and socially. The Estonian government wants more integration and has launched a number of schemes to bring the communities closer together. Sport plays a major role and mixed associations are key. Integration as well as free kicks are practiced at FC Flora, according to striker Vyatislav Zahovaiko, whose parents are Russian speakers. The goalkeeper, Mikhail Aksalu, is the son of Estonians. Both are close friends and Estonian internationals. The friendship the two have serves as a model for the future.
We do not have any internal problems here in our club. The nationality or ethnic origin of the players really does not matter. The team has one clear purpose and we all know it. We want to win together and it works in that sense. We are the winning team.
We have many players from different national backgrounds and there will be more of them. In case that somebody has problems with the language, we of course help each other. So we do not have any problems with different nationalities playing together. If the skills are there, then nationality does not matter.
Last April, tension turned to violence. The Estonian government moved the war graves of a number of fallen Soviet soldiers and uprooted a bronze statue of a Soviet soldier in the centre of Tallinn. It provoked mass protests. Police made 1,000 arrests and a Russian speaker died. As a result, the Estonian government gathered together a think tank of experts and researchers in order to bring about a new integration strategy. To better understand the current situation, EuroNews brought together Eva Maria Asari, who represents the Estonian Minister for Population and Ethnic Affairs, and Vadim Belobrovchev, a political analyst and native Russian speaker, formerly a journalist for the Baltic arm of the Russian state television. Do they feel the situation is improving?
I don't understand how the government will improve the situation if the head of the government, the Prime Minister, thinks that everything is pretty much okay.
People in Estonia, and particularly Estonians, are now more interested in integration. This means that previously they very often didn't even think about integration-related questions at all, because they thought that it is something that is not related to their everyday life, so to say. But now you can see that people say we need to take action.
After those events last year, I saw how these people that were dealing with integration process were pulling off their hair and saying that everything is gone. Their work is ruined because of what happened.
I don't agree with that integration has failed. I think what is, you can say, again, if most people here living here, Russian speakers, they still live in Estonia, which means that Estonia has become their home. We also can see that number of stateless people is reducing, which means there are more and more people who have decided to become Estonian citizens and take part, active part in our political and social life.
But at the same time, we know that the number of the people who take Estonian citizenship is decreasing with years.
If you ask about specific activities, what we're planning is for new citizens to exactly show that we appreciate their efforts. Estonia will start in February. There will be citizenship ceremonies, which means that people are then giving their certificate of becoming Estonian citizen. That will be given out on a ceremony. And we have consulted our neighbors from Latvia who do the same. They have done it for the past 10 years or even more. And it has been very popular.
Why do we still have those tests which some people find pretty tough to pass? The Estonian language exam, for example. Mm-hmm. We can look at Lithuania, that has the so-called zero variant of getting the citizenship. So you just want to receive a Lithuanian passport, and that's enough if you lived there for 5 years, for example. Why don't we make some, I don't know, restraints, for example, for Russians who live here, so they could get the Estonian citizenship more simple?
So there are two tests. One is so-called citizenship test, and that is mainly about the content of the Constitution and Citizenship Act. So it's about what are the rights of citizens and how they differ, and so how Estonian government works and things like that. And the second exam is a language exam, and I would actually argue that the language exam is not that difficult because we have different levels. And the level that is needed for to getting citizenship is the lowest level.
When Estonians were asked what are the main integration points needed for Russian-speaking minority here to integrate, the answers were the Russian-speaking person must learn Estonian language, must have the Estonian citizenship, and Russian schools must go over to Estonian education, at least partially. And in my opinion, that's more like assimilation. I wouldn't say that it's integration, because integration, like everybody here in Estonia says, for example, it's like two-way process. Like Estonians have to do something and Russians have to do something.
Integration, of course, is a two-way process, and the involvement of Estonians this far has been modest. And that's why I mentioned right in the beginning that joint activities, doing things together, is a very important aspect.
We have still some big problems here, for example, and many of them are because Russian people, they can't get a decent job if their Estonian language is not so good, for example, and so on.
What we have thought about how to improve the situation is first to map how many are or currently working already in public institutions, and then to also find out why some of them do not apply, because that has been very often an argument saying we would employ them if they would come, but they don't.
Culture differences, the approach differences, the mentality differences between Russians and Estonians in Estonia are so big that there is no way any integration program or any integration at all can work here. But what can work here is a cooperation.
We all want to live peacefully, we all want to be happy, we want to have a good job for our children to do well, and this is something that unites all people who live in Estonia, irrespective of their nationality.